How's it going, everybody? I am back in Fallout 4 with what will probably be my final settlement in Fallout 4. This isn't necessarily a settlement. This is an idea I thought of just whenever I was uh, just kind of brainstorming on what to build. Just ideas, and I thought about the ambush kit. So I thought that I would build essentially a death trap that attracts people into it and they come to die, basically. uh, it's just a hallway at the beginning. So this is the first of a few builds. This is only going to be about 5 different sections or so. Um, but nothing like super crazy. It's just kind of as interesting of a build as I could make with all the new pieces from the settlement ambush kit, and then also um, some of the traps from the base game. That was sort of what I was going for. So my idea for this was a lot bigger than what it ended up being, I guess. This still is going to have a few builds. There's going to be 4 or 5 builds, but I wanted it to be like individual rooms that when like people walked in, they were locked in, like a Saul or something, like super messed up. And then also I was like, I'm going to use the pillar glitch because that's a thing that I used to do that worked for me at some point. Does not work anymore for some reason, basically at all. At least not in Starlight Drive-In. I cannot get this freaking glitch to work at all, basically. Not with these walls, at least. Could pick things off the ground. Maybe that still works, but sinking stuff really doesn't that well. I think on this side it worked a little bit better. I just couldn't get it to work on the other side. I have no clue. But you guys will see me struggle with it for a second. Eventually I decided to move this whole build because you can see I'm just gaining rads like crazy right now. It's because even though I deleted the barrels and stuff that are in the water in the middle of the settlement, it did not stop me from basically dying the whole time that I was building near that. So that was going to be one of the traps that people would walk into, is they would walk into the room, it would close behind them, and then they would slowly die of rads. You can see I'm dying of rads right now. My screen is flashing, and it takes me forever to realize it. I think I realized it there, and so I decided to move the whole build over to the front end of the settlement, which I'm glad I didn't do this eventually, because I realized later where the spawn is for enemies on this map, on this settlement. But the spawn is on the other side, on the left side of the drive-in projector building, by the billboard on the other side of the road, outside the fence. And then also, basically, as soon as you walk through, or walk to that side of the settlement, there's a gate on the right side. You walk out that, and just keep walking, and there's a set of rocks that kind of hangs down. It's on the road between the train tracks and those rocks. They spawn like crazy there. A majority of them spawn there. But yeah, as you can see, this is the first part of my build. This is the general idea, is that they walk down a hallway that is going to have a garage door at the end, and on the other side of that garage door will be me with some heavy artillery, basically. I'm going to have some machine guns and stuff like that, and they're going to come down the hall, and I'm going to slaughter people as they walk in. If they get too close, I flip a switch, and the garage door closes, and they are led to the right. they think that they can walk around, get to me. Basically, it's going to lead to more traps, but this video is going to be just the first room and the first area that they're going to have to go through. So I tried to board up the front of this garage door so that it is sort of closed off and a little bit guarded, you know. It doesn't look like it's quite just open. And you see, throw down some pieces. Now, looking back after I finished the whole settlement, I wish that I had added a chain link fence to the front of this. Then also another place in the settlement as well later on. I wish that I had added a chain link fence, but I did not. Right here is me lining up the right side of that wall with the wall I just placed, the half wall. And now is adding some fences. I think that I end up deleting the fence on the left side and replacing it with more of the same style. So it just looks cleaner and scrappy. I think I replaced it for a metal one. Yeah, so I went for metal. And then, as you can see there, the pillar wouldn't even go in the ground basically at all right there. I have no clue why, but that was really frustrating for me. Especially right here, considering that wall on the left has got the floor glitching through it. So that means that it's not in the right spot. So this is about the point where I'm going to give up on the pillar glitch. I go to place this down, and it is the biggest hassle in the world trying to get it back in place. I'm just trying to line up that wooden beam in the middle right there with the floor and the beam on the left. But you can see that I am going to try rug glitch it. That's the rug that I'm the most fond of. It's a little bit bigger. So you can see that is floating. Attempt to do the rug glitch with the pillar, and it does not work at all. It's an absolute pain in my ass. I don't know why pillar glitch stopped working for me altogether. Won't even pick up anything. I'm really frustrated with that. Try to just maybe do this where I will place it with the rug. I think I end up just going with that because, or not, because it clipped up. I don't remember. Eventually, I used Place Anywhere. I put these stairs here because at this point in time, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with this. But I get the Place Anywhere tool out, as you can see. I knew I wanted this floor to walk up on top of the... I didn't know what I wanted to do with the turn right is what I mean. But I did want these staircases here. You can see that did not work for me. My whole idea there. They do not clip. Glad that piece did though. So I end up having to use the Place Anywhere tool to place these staircases in. Nice and tight. And they fit in just right, basically. That one in the middle is a little bit off. It's kind of floating a little bit. When I look down on it, you could see it. But I delete these floors because I'm like, I need to have at least a couple different ones so that it doesn't look like the same texture all the way across. So look around, make sure I didn't use that piece anywhere else, and then we are good. I go ahead and I thought about placing down some scaffolding. I ended up not doing that. Was trying to figure out how I wanted the player to get down here. The player. As if I'm not the player. I was trying to figure out how I wanted to get down from there. Ended up just going with this staircase that I'm doing right here. Adding a corner piece and then grab the smaller staircase. And I used Place Anywhere. Oh no, it snapped. Never mind. I thought I used Place Anywhere. I did not though. And then around here, I end up grabbing a couple of these side pieces. I don't know why I just went all the way around like that instead of walking up the staircase that I just made. But I ended up grabbing some of these railings and I placed these on the side, thinking that I need to do this. I don't think it's necessary now that I look back, especially with like the walls that I put around this room. I don't think it's necessary, but I guess it adds a little bit of texture and makes it look a little bit more sturdy. You can see now I got a smooth path all the way up to the top. And like I was saying before, to build around this area, I went ahead and lined up this warehouse wall, which I end up replacing in a little bit anyway. So use place anywhere to place it lined up with the corner floor piece here. I make it a little bit lower so that way if it snapped in, it would be more even. You can see I'm just taking rads like crazy, and my intentions were to have the settlement keep going back. So you can see I moved it again. I added just basically walls around that room right there. Was looking for these powered doors because I want the door to not just be accessible. It has to be turned on with power. It's going to be under that staircase. This was just sort of a beginning idea. I wanted a generator someplace that was going to power all this stuff. And I ended up making a lot of changes to how the wiring and everything looks later. Just so you guys know. I know that this is like horrendous, but this was me attempting to get this done. So there's the first switch for the garage door, and this is me not being smart and attaching a switch to another switch through a conduit and attaching it to the door. So now the way the power is linked up, the switch to the garage door has to be on to be able to open the door on the side. So I realized that and fixed that. But like I said, I make this look better later. Realizing I didn't add power, attempting to turn on the garage door and it not working, and me being confused and come up here to see that I had deleted the generator just like 5 seconds earlier. I had a generator up here. Get out of the menu. Garage door opens. That opens. As you can see, got this all worked out. And here's the finished build. A couple other details that I added afterwards. Couple of railings and stuff up top, and then yeah, everything's all fixed up on the inside. But yeah, pretty simple build. It's just the start of this idea that I had that's basically a death trap for the settlement ambush kit. I move that eventually, I think, because that's in an awful spot, and I realized that. But yeah, as you can see, Dog Meat is showing off how people will walk in and there will be a garage door that opens up, and then they'll get mowed down. And then also I have access up top where the ambush beacon is at, and I can flip the switch, attack people from up top, come down whenever I need to. There's going to be some changes to this in the next video. This is a death trap right now for me because it's either gunners or raiders. Raiders throw Molotovs, gunners throw plasma grenades, and no roof means instant death. But yeah, there's going to be a few more videos in this little series, and this is probably going to be my last settlement in Fallout 4, so I'm probably going to do something special to kind of send off Fallout 4. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.